Hey guys, I'm Roger Wakefield, lead AP, the expert plumber, coming to you on YouTube Live. We do this every Monday. If this is your first time here and you're catching this on a replay, you might hang around and watch because we answer a lot of plumbing questions. Now, the cool thing about it is, if you're not here, if you're catching it on the live, we're glad you're here. But if you're on the replay, remember, this is where you can come in and ask questions every Monday at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. We've got apprentices, plumbers, plumbing company owners, marketing people. There are all kinds of people in here all the time. Ask your questions. If they pop up, we'll send them over to me. If you're just saying hello to everybody, that's a good thing too. Love the way this whole community gets together. But anyway, guys, look, like I said, if you're watching a replay and you hadn't been in before, you may want to watch a video as to what you're looking for. Feel free to jump over, check out another video. But you know what? Sometimes come over here and jump in the lives because we do have fun. Anyway, I'm Roger Wakefield, lead AP, the expert plumber, and I am glad to have you here. We talk about all things plumbing, how to get into the trades, how to get better at the trades, and how to own your own company. So glad to see, man, I see that we have already got things going on, got people in here. I've got Will back behind the monitor. I can't even see Will today. So it's kind of weird, man. I gotta like tiptoe to see if he's still awake. But he's got a monitor down there, so he can see what's going on. He's got a microphone down there. I am trying to look down here, and I do see that we have the Urban Explorer in the house. Neil, good to see you. How's everybody doing today? This is a wonderful Monday. And I got to tell you, we put up a cool video last Friday, and I want to talk about that for just a minute because we put up a video about pictures and videos and things like that people had sent in. So anytime y'all have got anything crazy that you've seen plumbing-wise and you want to send it in, please send it to video@rogerwakefield.com, and we will, man, I want to say we'll get it in the video, but here's the deal. The thing is, man, we have probably had 20 or 30 come in since Friday. This is a really good performing video. I love that. It's really entertaining. And the funny thing is that there's another one that we did that was, it was like this, man. It really took off. And it's the worst plumbing job I've ever seen. And I got to tell you, that one, man, you ever see pictures that crazy? I really want to see them. Man, and matter of fact, if it's in Texas, I'm liable to drive out and look at it. That's what we did on that one. But we've got one more video that's done really well, and especially here lately. And I say here lately, it's been recent, but we literally went out where a plumber basically lied to a customer, did them wrong, told them a sewer and water test passed when it didn't, did things like that. And we went out and shot something kind of like that today. We've got a plumber that got upset that he hadn't been given all his money yet, even though he hadn't finished the job, got all the inspections done. And man, I got to tell you, he went back and poured concrete in the drain, in the two-way cleanouts. Guys, that's just not a good thing to do. It's just not a good way to do business. So anyway, believe it or not, we're going to be releasing that video here pretty quick. So keep your eyes open and see what's happening. I'm going to answer some questions here, and then I'm going to holler at Will and see who all's in here. But I want to start by answering some questions. So we got Sydney Wants says, I'm a junior in college and wanted to become a physician assistant. Man, this is plumbing, not physician. You're on the wrong YouTube channel. I've been employing for 2 years, but lately I've been thinking about leaving school and joining the union or open shop. Thoughts? Sydney, I got to tell you, look, number one, now I want to go because a physician's assistant, you've got opportunities here. You've got options. I will tell you this, and look, I love plumbing. Plumbing's not for everybody. And I don't mean that bad because I'm not trying to dissuade you. I want you to think about, going to school for a physician's assistant, working with a doctor, helping people, maybe even one day become a PA. And I say a PA, a nurse practitioner. Sorry about that. But I guess if you're an assistant, you can't do that. My bad. I'm thinking as I talk. Here's my thing. I love plumbing. And I've got so many people that have reached out to me that have actually got out of college and done it. But, I don't want to be the reason anybody gets out of school. But I will tell you this, if it's something you aren't 100% all in excited about, man, I love what I do. And not everybody's like that, and I get that. But Sydney, man, just, think about what's best for you. And we've all got different ways of looking at things. We've all got different ways that we see it or what we really want to do. But I know about me, man, I love this. Now, I've got out of it a couple of times to try other things and got back into it, but I love being a plumber. I get excited about it. I'm passionate about it. I'm passionate about fighting for our license. There's so many different things that really just, man, I love my trade. And I think this is one of the greatest professions in the world. And it's funny because being a physician's assistant, if you ask most doctors about them or a plumber, they'll tell you plumbers save more lives than doctors do because we make sure people have safe drinking water and that sanitary or sewer water gets away from the house like it should. Aaron Loy says, I own a construction company and I've always wanted to get my plumbing license. Is there a way for me to get it on my own? Obviously can't quit to join the union or start with another company. Aaron, there's really not, because you've got to have, here in Texas, and I say that, where are you at? If you were here in Texas, what you'd have to do is show that you've got 4 years experience. You have to be a licensed apprentice or a registered apprentice. So there's a lot of things you've got to have in place before you can do that. And man, they're pretty strict about it. So I would say, Aaron, it's probably going to be harder than it's worth unless you go to work for a plumbing company. But I'll tell you what you could do. Again, depending on where you're at, you could actually start a plumbing company, hire a responsible master plumber, and work under his license, let him run it for you. Or if you wanted to, here's even a better one, buy an existing plumbing company, take it over, run it and operate it, as you would, and you get an RMP with it. So something to look at. Always nice to have options. Talon says, Roger, it's my first day of plumbing school in Arizona. I can't tell you how good it feels. Best decision I've made in a long time. Thanks for inspiring me to get out there and do the dang thing. Man, I got to tell you, number one, Talon, congratulations. I think it's great. You said plumbing school. Is this a union training program? Is this PHCC? What kind of plumbing school are you in? And man, I'm really curious about that. Are you paying to go to school, or is your employer paying your way through school? How is that set up, and what's happening there? Because, plumbing schools aren't big here in Texas unless you're in the union, or, down in Austin, they've got PHCC. Up here, we've got CEF. And I never really knew about plumbing schools till after I'd been a plumber for years. So it intrigues me, the idea of going to school for plumbing, but I completely get it because, I know in Canada that they have colleges. Over in the UK, I think they got unis, the university where you go and learn. So to me, man, it blows my mind because I literally got a job. I went to work and learned plumbing. As I grew, as I learned more and learned more, they let me do more and do more. And man, it really helped. And I love that. I see we got Julie Wakefield in the house. And, look, I watched a video the other day. And I got to tell y'all, because I watch a lot of videos. But Neil, the Urban Explorer, literally cut a hole in his van and put a window in it. And, that's what his whole channel's about. Cool things that you can do. But I love watching other people do things that I don't do, because I'm watching him cut it. And I mean, man, I'm getting anxious because I'm like, oh my God, he's cutting a hole in the side of his van. And, I got a Jeep, don't get me wrong. I got a hard top. I could take a hammer and bust out a window or something. But, to watch somebody just cut a hole in the side of their van, then come back and show you how to install a window. And man, it was so cool to watch him do it. So anyway, if you hadn't jumped over and checked out Neil's channel, he's the Urban Explorer and he is a great guy. Mike Hadfield says, Roger, so I'm getting out of the Army in about a year and I wanted to know when is the best time to apply for apprenticeship in plumbing. Mike, number one, thank you for your service. our country owes you. Thank you so much for that. Here's what I tell you, Mike, is really the best time is midsummer. The reason being, the apprentice training program normally starts in August. I think it is liable to get bumped back a little bit this coming year. But what I tell you, and it may work out great because you said you're going to get out in about a year. If it's the union you're wanting to get into, which you're saying apply for apprenticeship, what I would do is contact the Army. The union has a VIP program of veterans and piping. They've also got another thing called helmets to hard hats. And I think it's a great way to get in. If you've got anything on your GI Bill, they will actually supplement your income while you're going through the apprentice training program. And I got to tell you, I've had apprentices work for me that, literally the money that they made through the GI Bill made it where they could afford to be apprentice. And man, they ended up doing really, really good. So again, Mike, thank you. Congratulations on getting out. Man, I do appreciate your service, as all of us should. So hopefully, brother, you can make that work. Tell me this, where are you wanting to move to when you come home? I'm just curious about that when you come home from. Oh, now I can't even say that name.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try. I appreciate that a lot, Will. He's over here laughing as he puts this up, so I knew something was going on. Hello from Greece. Man, I love that. Hello from Dallas, Texas. Actually, I'm in Richardson, but you would probably have never heard of that. But hello from Dallas, Texas. Welcome to the channel. Good to have you here. Are you a plumber? We get a lot of people in here, and I've got people from, and the messages that we get, we've got people from high school that get in here, all the way up to people in college, people that have retired, and they're finding the channel. And I love that because they come in and are like, man, look, I like what you're doing. I like the fact you're trying to help people get into the trades. So, man, there's always something good going on. But you know what? I got trolls too. I saw somebody's comment earlier, so I don't guess I saw what he was commenting on. But he said, Roger, look, I love what you're doing. Man, you're doing great things. Don't worry about the trolls. So I'm like, okay, what would they do now? But it is what it is. I get used to it. Martin Dominguez says, Roger, love the videos. I've really been interested in moving over to the trades, and your videos have really helped me. I'm here in Dallas. If you have any recommendations for apprenticeships, thanks. Martin, what I tell you is, and I've got an online mini course, and it's free, and it literally asks you the questions to help figure out what kind of plumber do you want to be. And I don't want to go through the whole video tonight, but there's residential and commercial. There's service, there's new construction, there's union, there's non-union. There's so many different things and opportunities that you have out there. So my thing is go through that free mini course, figure out what kind of plumber you want to be. If you're one of these people, you never want to touch poop, smell it, see it, anything like that, you may want to be a new construction plumber, because if you're not, you're going to see it. Some people, though, are like, hey, look, I don't care about all that. That doesn't bother me. I don't want to go to the same job site every day for years. So you may not want to do new construction. So there's a lot of different things that can change that. So, because if you're commercial new construction, I've been on some jobs 5 years. Then again, as a residential service plumber, I've been on some jobs 5 minutes. And it's always a change of scenery. So figure out what kind of plumber you want to be and go from there. Ronald Cruz, how are you, sir? Hi, I'm interested in the trade and learning how to do things right. Any thought on part-time training for those that want to learn the trade, but due to life circumstances can only do it part-time? And Ronald, that's a good question, because I have a lot of people ask me all the time, look, how can I get in while I've still got a job? And for most people, I say that that's really hard to do, but here's an idea. Number one, if you can find evening courses. I know that here in Texas, we've got CEF, we've got the Texas State Technical College, we've got PHCC, which is doing wonderful things. there's people there that have classes. I would check with them and see if they have evening classes. See if they will allow you to go during the evening while you do something else during the day. That way, when it is time to become an apprentice or get a job in plumbing, you've at least got a little history, a little background, a little experience, and that may work. If that doesn't work, try reaching out to companies in your area. Now, the ones that work evenings and weekends are probably only going to be residential service companies, but at least that gives you an option and maybe an opportunity to come in and work evenings or weekends with a company like that. Dan McDonald says, hey, Roger, I'm a plumbing apprentice in Canada. How are you, man? Welcome to the YouTube channel. Who wants to work in the USA while your girlfriend does her travel nursing? Am I able to work in the USA, and is it worth the headache going back and forth? Tell me this, Dan. Or do you mean like you want to drive across the border to work and then go back every day? Or are you going to come over for a year at a time? What kind of plan are you talking about? And the reason I ask is, if you're in the union, which I don't know if you are or not, but, the union is Canada, United States, Australia, I think, and Ireland now. And you can always find a way to travel with them. If you're talking every day, it may be interesting. You may be able to just come across the border with your passport, get a job at a company. I don't know, man. That's going to be really interesting. I'm interested in finding out. I don't know why you couldn't work in the USA. Is she going to be over here for a long time? When you talk about her, a travel nurse, here's the thing you're going to have to figure out is, say you were coming to Texas, or say she was coming to Texas. If you come across and come down here and go to work, you're going to have to be registered as an apprentice here. The good thing is when you get ready to leave, your master plumber should be able to sign off on your hours to make sure that whenever you try to get your license somewhere else, they at least know that you have, this many hours in Texas or whatever it is. So that's a good one. I'd be interested in you staying in touch with me and letting me know how does it work out and, what really can you do? So Grayson Spiteri, sorry about that. Grayson Spiteri wants to know how long, went down the wrong pipe. How long does it take to become a plumber? When I was younger, it took 3 years. And I know that was back when covered wagons ruled the United States. When I was younger, it was 3 years. You had to have 6,000 hours. Now to become a journeyman in Texas, you've got to have 8,000 hours, so 4 years. But, Grayson, in Texas, we have a tradesman license. So like my plumbers can all be tradesmen because we only work on houses. 1 family, 2 family, either a house or a duplex. My plumbers are allowed to work on any of those, the ones that have their tradesman license. If you don't, if you're going to become a journeyman or you're going to work commercial, then you have to come in and get your 8,000 hours. But you've got to come in, you've got to get registered as an apprentice first. You've got to get those hours booked. Then you have to take a test. You have to pay money and do things like that. So 2 years to become a tradesman, 4 to become a journeyman. And if you went through a DOL training program, you can get your master's in 1 more year. Or if you didn't go through a DOL, I think it's 4 more years to get your master's. So, there's going to be some hours to put in, but getting your plumbing license to me is well worth it. Once you have that license, man, that literally opens up doors all across the United States and makes it wonderful. I love this. Urban Explorer, congratulations, Neil. Says, as you just gone live, I just hit 2,000 subs. Now, that's a good Monday evening. Yes, sir, it is. Congratulations. And like I say, guys, look, if y'all hadn't gone over there, he's got a great channel. And to see the things that he does is pretty cool. I love watching it. I get excited about people that, man, they're just like, hey, I'm going to cut a hole in the side of this van. We're going to install a window. And that's neat that it's out there because it teaches people to do things like that. Man, for me to cut a hole in the side of one of my vehicles, I'd have kind of been worried. Donovan Russell says, I'm stopping by the live every Monday if I can. Man, I love that. And look, a lot of people complain that we go live when we do. And I know that, on the West Coast, California, it's 2:00. Mountain Time's 3, 4:00 here, 5:00 Eastern Time. But man, here's the deal. If we try to go much later, it's so late here that, right now, I literally don't get home till 7. Well, I always come in at about 6 or 7 anyway. So this is a 14, 15-hour day for me. So, look, I'm glad you're coming in. God, I appreciate it. I love the fact that we do have a lot of people come into the lives. A lot of people ask questions. A lot of people are here to learn. And the good thing is there's a lot of plumbers in here. So, man, the camaraderie back and forth. The neat thing is in the trades, man, we should all try to help each other. It's not going to help any one of us to help a younger brother or sister trying to come up through the trades. And any information we can give them to help them, man, it's always good. Joe Mario says, are mini vents legit for most venting needs? If not, when would it not be acceptable? Now, by mini vent, are you talking a Studer vent? Or are you talking about a reduced pipe vent? We've got to have one full pipe size out for a vent, but we can have Studer vents, and every other line we can reduce down. So we can reduce a toilet vent down to 2 inch. There's a lot of different things that we can do. So I'm not really sure what you mean by the mini vent.
Want to let you know he just said Studer in the chat.
Okay, good. So Studer, thanks, Will. So yeah, you can. They're legal. You've got to have them as high as you can get them. You want to try to get them above the flood rim level. That doesn't always happen. One of my plumbers went out and looked at a job today where they've got them piped under a kitchen sink, and they brought it as high as they could. The problem is they put it on the inlet side of the P-trap, not on the outlet side. So you're really not venting anything, because think about it. Where that basket strainer is, it's open to atmospheric vent anyway. So anyway, that's something we got to look at and go back and do.
Got a super chat from Neil.
Got a super chat from Mr. Neil. Thank you, brother. Never seen you have a super chat active. Now it is. I can buy you a beer. I love that, brother, because you're genuine. I enjoy that, because here's the deal. I love what I do. And to get in here and get to visit with people and talk plumbing. And, the neat thing about Neil is I got to hang out with him in L.A., And you meet these people, Neil, Paul Peck, Nick and Dee Nimmin, although Dee was sick. No, he was there at that one. Last show I went to, you couldn't find Dee. The thing is, meeting these people on YouTube or meeting them in person after you've met them on YouTube is so cool. And it's a lot of fun. So, I don't have any recorded music to say super chat, anything at all like that. And Neil know what I'm talking about. But, brother, I definitely appreciate that. Thank you so much. And next time we're together, I'm buying drinks in person. Looking forward to it, too. So, thanks again, Neil. Talking about plumbing, though, and man, I got to tell y'all, that job that I went on today still just bugs the heck out of me. Because, look, if you're a plumber and you're not getting paid, you have options. If you're a plumber, you're not getting paid the full percentage that you want, you've got options. And if you're a plumber and you don't get paid for a job, man, call the police. You don't go pour concrete down 2 toilet bins, down the cleanouts. You don't do things like that. It just leads to trouble for people, and that's not good. Okay, we got Thomas Fury fan. Thomas, how are you? Greetings from Poland. Man, you're a little ways from Dallas, Texas. I love the fact that you jumped in here. Thomas, what time is it where you're at? And, I like that just because, look, man, the world's a big old place. And, it's neat to know that there's people around the world that do jump in here. And I got to tell you, our channel's growing really fast right now. And we are getting a lot more views overseas. And I think that's cool because some of the engagement is really wonderful. They're like, look, it's nice to see how y'all do it. We do things different. Now, still 85% of our views are from right here in the United States. So, Thomas, you need to tell 1 million of your Poland friends about us. That way they help our channel grow over there. I'm joking. But, guys, don't do anything wrong that can get you in trouble with the police and make it where you maybe lose your license. And I say that because the house that we went to today, now we videoed it, so we can see the concrete in there. We know that it happened. But I got to tell you, this house has security systems. There's 8 cameras around it. They can see anybody and everybody walking in and out of the house. And when the general contractor and homeowner walked it Friday, everything was good. When they came in Monday morning, had concrete in there, and the plumber had actually given them an estimate to fix it. Now, without them calling him. So that's kind of strange, guys, but, it is what it is. James Waycaster, welcome, sir. How are you? Says, question, Roger. You have mentioned before that you were a union plumber for years. Did you by any chance do any industrial piping? Butt weld type stuff, chilled water. Okay, here's the deal. Yes. Number one, I'm not a welder. So I didn't butt weld, but I had plumbers and, let me correct that really, pipe fitters and welders that did stuff like that. Now, the butt weld, some of the stuff that we did on butt weld, and I'm assuming you're talking carbon steel pipe. I've done butt weld on gas poly lines and stuff like that, but I'm not a welder. Matter of fact, if I weld, go get an umbrella because it's going to leak. The neat thing is being in the union, I had some good welders, had some great pipe fitters. The neat thing about it is I didn't have to do it. I had people that were really, really good at it. And I got to tell you, man, we've ran miles and miles of pipe out at DFW Airport. I've built new rooms, mechanical rooms on a roof of churches where we piped everything from what used to be down in the basement. We flew chillers up there, relocated cooling towers. So, man, I've done it all. Just me personally, welding, butt welding, I'm not the guy for that. So that's not my deal. I'm not a welder, never wanted to be, and I promise you I would not be any good at it just for that reason. I see Mr. James Clifton gave us a super chat. I love that. Love the channel. Keep it up. James, you know what? This is why I do it. And this is really the biggest thing right here. We get mostly amazing comments. We get people that love what we do. We get people that, come in and they're like, man, look, I'm really learning something from watching your channel. And we've got people that come in and ask us questions. There's so much that, to me, man, it's every reason in the world to do what we do. And I just think that's amazing. But every now and then you get people that jump in that, that they want to tell you, look, you're holding your flux brush with the wrong hand or something. And to me, things like that are crazy. But you know what? There's haters everywhere. So, James, I appreciate it really when somebody jumps in and says, look, I like what you're doing. And, guys, there's the email address right there. If you ever have any pictures, you ever have any videos, anything at all where you're like, oh, my gosh, Roger really needs to see this.
I wanted to say that we got such a good response from everyone on the video on Friday, and we got so many new emails over the weekend that if they keep this up, we can make a regular series out of this. And it seemed like everyone liked it. We liked shooting it, so.
It was fun, Will. And thanks for remembering to put that up again. The neat thing about it is, and I talked about this today, and I got interviewed by Scorpion. They are a big website development company here in the United States, and they interviewed me. And it was so cool because, look, they did not do my website, but they've seen what I'm doing on social media. And, man, I have much respect for them because they do good work. Neil said he's never seen anybody give me a live super chat. Just last week, literally, as we were about getting ready to get off, shut the show down. We got a super chat from Ruan Marino. And if y'all hadn't seen him, he's another marketing guy. and he's on YouTube. He's got a big channel. He gives away a lot of great information. And, Ruan jumped in, gave us a super chat right before the end of the show. And man, stuff like that is just really cool. It lets you know that people really do see what you're doing and appreciate what you're doing. And man, I want to say thanks. We do have some great people that jump in here. All my moderators, Julie, she's in YouTube. She's got a channel called How to Network. I'm in there with her. I help her do that, but she's the one that taught me how to network, which helped me grow my business. And that's really what's got me started in social media. Because, man, networking, that's what you do on LinkedIn. You make videos on YouTube and then you share it there to people that you can actually help. So it's pretty cool. Triscuits, how are we doing? Howdy, Roger. Currently have a few days off this week, working on a 45-degree offset, rolling offsets for class. Hope all is well. Man, congratulations to you. I tell you what, 45-degree offsets are easy. The rolling offsets, man, you got to know your stuff there. And really, it's if you got the right calculator, you don't. I used to have a construction pro that literally you could put in your run, your travel, your offset, boom, boom, boom. It'd figure everything for you, or you put in 2 of them or 3 of them. Figuring rolling offsets, man, that's good stuff. But I tell you, when you get a pipe fitter, and I say that because most plumbers don't really use rolling offsets. I mean, I guess every now and then, but normally we're going up a wall, or it's normally just one plane that we're dealing with. But man, I love working with a good pipe fitter that knows how to do rolling offsets and can sit and do the math and figure it out. Another one of my favorites, Trisket, is plumbers again. Pipe fitters that can cut saddle tees into a piece of pipe. They know how to cut the end of the pipe. They know how to cut it out of the pipe, put it together, and man, it lines up like it was made to be. And I just love that. That's pretty cool. So congratulations. You say you got a few days off. I hope that you're learning and educating yourself, and you get that part down good. Because I'm telling you, that's one that when you meet a fitter that knows what he's doing, it's great to see. It's great to watch. And man, just to see those guys work, I love it. Okay, Thomas Kanakis says, what's the best way to learn about all the material I can use in my career? Thomas, if you're a plumber, it's not just like, what is the best way to learn? You're not just going to learn it one time and, okay, now I know everything. It's going to be something. I mean, look at me. I am 56. I've been in the trade for 40 years, and I still study plumbing. I still learn plumbing. If there's new techniques, new materials, new tools, anything at all like that, I want to know about it. I want to be educated on it, and I want to be able to talk to people about it. So, man, there's a lot of different ways. I come in the mornings and I do research. Man, Google knows a lot, and you can literally find out just about anything you want to know. But there's plumber magazines. There's all kinds of cool things. Man, we just put together an online magazine. Go to www.thetradetalks.com and click on that. We've got a magazine, and I don't have one in here with me. We've got a magazine. It's called The Trade Talks, and it is literally to help recruit people nationwide into the trades. And Thomas, I got to tell you, if you're one of those people that want to continuously learn, you can keep studying whatever trade you're in, whether it's plumbing or whatever, but always study what are the new materials, what are the new tools, what are the new techniques and things like that. And actually, Julie heard me, so she brought it in. Thank you. And I don't know if y'all recognize that good-looking guy right there, but this is the magazine that we just came out with. Y'all can go to thetradetalks.com and get an electronic copy of it, or you can go to the YouTube channel, The Trade Talks, and subscribe, because we're going to be doing the people that we have in here, we're going to interview, so you get a completely either different subject or different way when I go through and question them about some stuff. So this has been really good for us, but at the end of the day, it comes back to we want to help people in the trades And to me, that's what it's all about. Nathan Card says, I'm a step closer to becoming a master plumber. Do you have any advice for new master plumbers starting his own business? Oh my God, do I? Number one, Nathan, where are you? And what part of the country are you in? The reason I ask is look, it probably depends on where you're at. It also depends on what kind of business you're going to do. Are you residential service? Are you residential new construction or residential, new construction? Are you trying to do commercial? Because the way you meet your customers is going to be different on every one of those. Meaning, most commercial people are not going to be at networking events. That's normally where you're going to find real estate agents that can introduce you to the residential customers. But most commercial customers, those GCs may be at trade shows or other places like that. So, the thing I'll tell you is the same thing I've been saying right here. Never stop learning. I'm in Texas. I'm a master plumber. I have every endorsement in Texas. MedGas, WSPS, residential fire protection sprinkler, WSPS, and MedGas. I'm getting tired. It's been a long day. I'll spit it out here in a minute, Will. But anyway, that's really what it is, keep learning. As long as you'll keep learning, all the information in one spot. There's not just one big book that's going to teach you everything you need to know. But as you start your company, always remember, do things right. Take care of your customers and always treat them right. Yeah. I started talking about being tired, and there it came. Freedom Guy says, soon moving to Oklahoma, want to pursue a plumbing career. Being close, do you know much about the state? Yeah. I know the reason Texas is not in the Gulf of Mexico because OU sucks. It's a football joke. I don't know a lot about it. I know that they've got continuing education just like we do. They've got licensing. And I know I love going up there to the casinos. They've got casinos built right on the Red River, Choctaw and Windstar. Love both of them. I don't know much about the plumbing up there, although I know they do have a licensing system and a master plumber's license. And I know that because one of the superintendents I used to work under actually has an Oklahoma master license, because when he'd come to me for continuing ed, I had to make sure that we signed the paperwork and got it over so that he could fulfill his continuing education requirements for Oklahoma too.
All right, this one's from the guy from Poland. Someone asked him what plumbing was like in Poland, and this is what he said.
We use polypropylene pipes, but PEX and pressed copper and steel is common. I prefer PEX, but Uponor is not very popular. See, I love Uponor. Now, you say you prefer PEX. Do y'all have any expandable PEX, which would be PEX A? Uponor is just a brand name over here. I like it because the fittings and it shrinks down and it stays full line size. So, Thomas, I'll ask you this. When y'all put in PEX, do you upsize it to make up for the difference in the size of the copper pipe? Meaning if I run a half-inch copper line and I've got some fittings on it, if I run that same line in PEX, me personally, I'm going to upsize it to 3/4 because I want to make sure there's no flow restriction on the 90s. So just a question I have, what do you think? Or what do y'all do? Interested in that? Polypropylene, good deal. Ours over here is CPVC or PVC, CPVC, and then we're starting to get into PEX. We still do a lot of copper. Steel, we only use steel for gas lines or things like that. So very interesting. Thank you very much. I love to hear what people do in other parts of the world because, I get a lot of comments. They'll watch a video or something I did and they're like, man, we don't do it like that over here. They may say they love it or they hate it. What they do is better, or what they do is worse, but it's always different. Here we go. Juan Santana, how are you? Good to have you in here. Hi, Roger. Happy to say you passed your state license test last week. You're now a licensed plumbing contractor in California. Got his C36 designation. Congratulations to you, Juan. You know, the neat thing about California is, and I love this because I wish Texas was this way. In California, now Juan is now a licensed plumbing contractor. Now, what's cool, he could hire me and call me a plumber immediately. Or he could hire an apprentice and train him for 2 months, 6 months, 12 months, whatever he wants. And when he says, hey, this guy's ready to go out in the field, that's the way it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. I kind of wish that we do something like that, because I see the opportunity of bringing in people, training them to be just drain cleaners, or maybe drain cleaners and cameraman, or maybe a water heater specialist, and kind of put them in those roles where they can get out and start making companies money. And if they can make me money, they're worth more money. So I look at it like that, and I wish that there was a way to do that. But Juan, congratulations. I'm happy for you. I think that's a great thing, and I love to see anybody, you know, study, do whatever it takes to get the license or whatever's required in their state to help them do the things that they want to do. Anthony Herrera says, do you think going to plumbing school is better or hands-on and learn while working better? You know, Anthony, it really depends on where you're at, and it depends on who you're going to learn from. And I say that because, you know, I think some plumbing schools are good. I've looked at the curriculum at PHCC. I know the curriculum from the union. I'm not sure what CEF does. I've never checked into it, although I think that really the CEF up here is associated with PHCC. A good training program to me can't be beat. The bad thing is there's nothing worse than a bad one. And I know that because I know some of the instructors in the union training program. I know some that aren't worth a dang. I talk to a lot of the apprentices. I know a lot of apprentices that aren't happy with the training they're getting because they're required to be there and they're not getting their educational needs met. So, you know, do I think going to plumbing school is better? It all depends. I learned from two of the best plumbers I've ever worked for in my life. I don't think it could have got any better than that. And it doesn't matter if I'd have gone to the union, PHCC, or whatever. I learned hands-on from two amazing plumbers. And I would take that over any training, any school, anything else, any day of the week. But it's because of the kind of people that they are. And they believe in teaching the right thing and always have. So I love that. I think that it works and it helps me out a lot. Taco Dad 87 says, hey, doing plumbing for about 16 years and you're ready to go out on your own. Any tips? Man, I got a lot of them. And what I mean by that is, man, I've made a bunch of videos just to teach people how to market, things to do. There's going to be a lot more stuff coming out like that because, you know, the Texas Green Plumbing banner is going to go away. We actually have a sponsor, and we'll be talking about that here at the beginning of October. We're talking more about it, some things that we're working on, things we're putting together. But, man, we were really excited about it. They want me to do a lot of things to help work with plumbers, and I love the idea. So I'll tell y'all this. If you're in here now and you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe because they've got me working on some stuff that I think is going to be really cool for all plumbers, whether you're an apprentice, whether you're already a journeyman, whatever you are. And look, if you like what we talk about, you like what we're doing, even if you watch a video sometimes, if you like it, give us a thumbs up. That way we know. Or leave us a comment. You know, if you watch one of my videos and you're like, man, I really like that, let me know. And I'll tell you, if you didn't, let me know that too, but let me know why. That way I know what to work on. And I've had people come in and say, hey, you know, the music was too loud, or hey, the lighting was horrible, or whatever it is. And man, sometimes it is. Sometimes we can't help it. If we carry a camera up under a building, man, like I said, sometimes it is what it is. We are always trying to get better though. So Taco Dad, number one, going out on your own, congratulations. Where are you located? What are the licensing requirements? Do you have insurance? Do you have your name registered? Do you have a good website company? I was talking earlier about Ruan Marino. He jumped in last week, and I tell you what, man, he's good at what he does. I'm really excited about our new website. So tell you this, keep an eye on mine. If you like it, give me a shout. I'll hook you up with him. He's a great person. I think he's doing really good things. And there's just, man, the bad thing is there's so many marketing companies that are horrible. I told you all about the podcast I was on today, The Sharpest Tool. Man, make sure you watch that or listen to it because, and it's not just the one with me. They do things to help make plumbers' lives better. And all the trades really, not just plumbers. They're a website company, they're a marketing company, but man, they are really good. And I thoroughly enjoyed talking to them. Jonah Gerald in the house, thank you so much. You deserve way more subscribers. You know what? I know that. I keep telling people, man, just subscribe. That's all you got to do. Jonah, look, I appreciate that and I love that. We're at 57,400. The thing is, and I'll tell you what, and this makes me feel good. And, I got to say congratulations to Will and to Grayson and Amber and Julie and the plumbers and everybody involved. But, man, our numbers are really picking up here lately. And I mean, like crazy. And, Jonah, maybe it's you. Maybe you've been telling a lot of people about it. If so, brother, I appreciate it. But I got to tell you, our numbers have really been growing fast lately. We've been working on some really good videos, and I think that has a lot to do with it. But, we were struggling right around 100 and 200 subscribers a day. Then all of a sudden it jumped up between 2 and 3. And here lately we've been hitting about 400 subscribers a day. And I want to say hello to the amazing Miss Christina Smallhorn. If y'all don't know her and you want to see something cool, she is a real estate agent that is literally changing the way real estate people do YouTube. And if you look at what she does and the content she puts out, number one, is phenomenal. I love seeing her in here. This is another one that was at that same event that I got to meet Neil at, and she was in costume. She was trying to pretend not to be who she was, but when she came up and had said hello, I knew exactly who it was. So to the amazing Miss Christina Smallhorn, I want to say hello. And like I said, guys, if you have not done it yet, jump over there, check out her channel, subscribe, tell her Roger sent you over there. She's doing some neat stuff, not just on YouTube, and behind the scenes on YouTube, learning the analytics, learning the things it takes to grow and do good. And man, I love jumping in there and seeing her do what she does.
Whenever she jumped in, y'all were talking about, I'm sorry, you were mentioning your trolls. And so she said this then.
You should be reading my troll comments. They would make you blush. You know what? I love that. And I'll tell you what, the funny thing is, Christina, we got hit by trolls here on a live 3 weeks ago, I think. And I mean, it was before I had Will in here live with me. And I mean, it's me by myself. I'm trying to do what Will's doing, which Will's a blessing because he's behind the scene bringing up the questions and things like that. But Christina, I got hit with trolls. There must have been 15 or 20 of them in here. And it was wild. There were about 70 or 80 people. Comments were flying right and left. And I'm trying to figure out what to do. And I mean, I'm literally hitting the be right back screen so I can get over here and bleep out some of that and do things like that. So it was pretty funny. But, Will said, hey, look, if you're getting trolls, you're getting popular. It means you're doing something right. Yeah, I wanted to say some things to make them blush, but I was live and it was like, I'm like, okay, what do I do? But I got to tell you, it was really funny because, man, I didn't let it bother me. It's like, okay, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm not going to stop doing my live just because they're in here. And it was kind of crazy. But, man, I enjoyed the heck out of it. David Body Spam. David Body Spam. Man, I got to tell you, that name will make you stop and say, Anyway, I've been a drain cleaner for 4 years. I really want to transition into service work. I've done lots of plumbing, so I'm experienced. What would you recommend? David, first of all, I'd ask you, where are you at? What are the licensing requirements? Where are you at? Number one, a good drain cleaner is one of the most important things to have. And I love the fact you said you've been doing it for 4 years. I would love to have just an amazing drain cleaner that loves it, that's good at it, that does everything you're supposed to do. do the drain cleaning. Does it need a hydrojetting? Can you camera it? What can you see? To me, man, like I said, I love a good drain cleaner. If you want to move up and transition into service, number one, you've got a great opportunity where you're at to learn communications, learn to communicate with your customers, learn to talk to them, learn to work with them, learn to offer them options. And man, from there, it's just get into plumbing and learn the rest of it and see what all you're good at. Talk to the company you're at. I ask where you're at because it depends on if you've been doing it for 4 years and you're in Texas and you've had your license, your apprenticeship license that long, you can literally go take your journeyman exam. It says, do you think I should start in new construction and then go into service? Jonah, here's my deal, and it's a good question. Here's what I would tell you is, if you were in here earlier, which you were, you heard me talk about my free mini course. We put together this free mini course just to ask people what kind of plumber they want to be. And, I go through and really describe it good about commercial and residential, new construction and service, union and non-union, because everybody needs to understand, like, there's different types of plumbing. And I didn't even know that when I first got in. When I first got in, I just knew I was going to be a plumber. And then I got in and I started, which I learned remodel, which was really a new construction deal because we were building a new section. We still had to tie into the old stuff. So there's a little bit of remodel there, but mostly new construction. But then later I learned about service and residential, and it's like, oh, wow, there's a whole new world here. And there is, and that's what we put together that mini course for, just to ask people what kind of plumber they want to be and then help give them enough information to make that decision. Because, John, the last thing I would hate is for you to come into new construction and realize you hate it. You probably should have been a service plumber. Or you come into service and you hate it. Maybe you should have been a new construction plumber. But I'd hate for you to come into the trades and not like it and get out of it. And therefore, and you're not either one. So, just think about the mini course. Go over there, check it out, watch it, and you come up with what kind of plumber you want to be. And that'll help you out. Matt Lemire, thank you for the super chat. I definitely appreciate that. Says, check out Lee Mechanical. That's the company I work for out of Wisconsin. Family oriented and gives back to the community. Matt, look, I love that. And it's funny because we had a meeting this morning, which we do every morning. Monday, we train on leadership. And we are reading John Maxwell, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And I got to tell you, as plumbers, if you have not read that book, think about it. Because even if you're a plumber and you've got an apprentice with you, you need to understand leadership. Even if you're a plumber and you work by yourself, you need to understand leadership because you need to understand how to communicate with your customers, with your bosses, with other plumbers that you may end up working with time to time. Matt, I will check into that. Will, if you will write down Lee Mechanical in, I think you said Wisconsin. What part of Wisconsin? And I asked because, Matt, I've been up to Milwaukee, actually flew into Milwaukee, drove up to Fond du Lac, and I was there to hang out with a mentorship company. And this is a few years back. And I get back to my hotel that night. I think the next morning I woke up, it was like 3 degrees below zero. I know I went out and started my car and moved it up under the awning, and I was going to give it time to warm up. And I remember the thermostat saying 0 degrees. And I went back into my room to grab my bags and sat there a minute while my nose thawed out. And it was 0 degrees. Actually, I think then they were talking about it being -3. But literally, they said, it was going to snow today and there would be 12 inches on the ground before nightfall. Well, I was supposed to leave Fond du Lac, rent a car, drive to Chicago, or not rent a car, I already had it, drive to Chicago, return the car there, get on a plane. I called the company that I was working for at the time and said, hey, guys, there's supposed to be 12 inches of snow on the ground. I'm not driving anywhere. So you either get me home today or I will be up here for about a week. And I'm going to charge you for every minute I'm up here. And it's really funny because they were able to get me out of there. Funny thing is, they flew me out of Milwaukee. I hit Denver at about 6 o'clock at night, and you could look out the window. They had snow plows. They had to scrape off all the runways. I didn't get back to Dallas till about midnight, but it was amazing because I was home, safe and warm. Didn't have to worry about 12 inches of snow. So, Matt, thank you very much. I will check that out. Good to have you in here. And, you know, I ask people very often, like, how did y'all hear about me? Because I do a lot of stuff with a lot of different plumbing companies nationwide, a lot of different Facebook groups. I mean, just a lot of things I'm trying to do. And when our sponsorship starts and we bring the people in and we start doing the things that we're doing, man, I think y'all are really going to be surprised because I think that they really want to help plumbers nationwide learn things to get better. And they're kind of helping use me or let me be the voice to help them do that. So I am so excited about this. This is really going to be cool. Double J, Double M, good to have you back in here. Long time hanger outer here. I like that in the live stream. It says, hey, where can I learn more about flush valves and fill valve repairs? Flush valves and fill valves. You know, I got the video how to do it. But if you're talking like a Sloan flush valve, I would actually go to the manufacturer's website, see what they have to say. Now, if you're talking a flush valve like a Douglas flush valve for a two-piece toilet, man, I've got a video where, man, we've completely rebuilt one. I think we took it completely apart and showed everybody how to do it. That's a great place to learn. But also, I think you could probably go to the manufacturer's website, see what they have on how to do it, how to rebuild it. I know the Fluid Master fill valves, you know, I've got a video where I teach people how to clean out the diaphragm on top, how to take them apart. Now, stuff like that is huge. And, you know, Double J, Double M, here's the deal. Get good at it. Because a lot of plumbers will come in, they just tell people, hey, look, this needs to be replaced, yada, yada, yada. A lot of times you can take that diaphragm apart. Just one little piece of trash has got in there and can cause a problem. Man, always try to do the right thing for your customers. And I know you do. You always ask great questions. So, man, I love having you in here. And, you know, the thing is, learn everything you can about both type flush valves. We're a small residential service plumbing company, but I promise you, I get calls all the time. People saying, hey, we've got a commercial flush valve leaking. Can you fix it? Not many people can, but we can. Yes, sir, Mr. Will.
Want to let you know it's DJ Double M.
What'd I say?
Double J Double M.
Oh.
You said that all last week too, and I was like, oh, you know, he'll figure it out.
Well, number one, look, and it's funny because a guy jumped in and left me a message on one of my videos. And actually he didn't. I want to correct that. I think his name is Vlade. I got to say I appreciate it because he sent me a private email and says, hey, man, look, the video you did where you're talking about the product, you're looking at it, and you're like, man, that looks like this. I can't really tell. And he says, I'm looking at the screen. I can tell. Guys, my vision is horrible. I'm actually fixing to go in and get both my eyes fixed. So DJ Double M, got it right that time. I appreciate it. And, man, you can always comment, and maybe you did and I didn't see it. Hey, dude, that's not my name. Look, my vision's horrible. I've got readers here that I normally wear when I'm reading the computer, but this monitor is so far away, these don't really help. I've got an iPad down here just to kind of look down and see who's in the live or who's in the chats. Sometimes I can see, sometimes I can't. But, man, sorry about that. And, God, I've probably been doing that a while.
He's a regular. So
Yeah, I know. And he keeps coming back. So, man, God bless you. I appreciate you being here. So, DJ Double M, thank you, brother. Sorry about that. Will correct me from now on, I promise. And I'll try not to mess that up. Lynn Fan, thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. Lynn says, much love from Australia. I love that. Keep up the good work and getting it done. COVID has really changed how we work here, but we keep going. Keep up your content. Best plumbing channel on YouTube. Lynn Fan, thank you so much. Number one, I really do. I appreciate that. And being from Australia, do you know Tigerfish, the inside saw cutter or inside PVC cutter? And I asked because I know they're over there, and they got the Facebook page. What is it? The best worst picks in plumbing on Facebook. And guys, if y'all have not seen that, that is really a cool deal. I love it. Getting to see, and look, Will was right. He mentioned it earlier. We have had so many people since Friday send us pictures and videos because of the video that we posted Friday. And we told people, look, send us your pictures, send us your videos. We want to see them. We want to talk about them. We want to do a video, and we will mention you. Man, I don't know if that was the part that did it or not, but man, we got some good stuff in. Well, whenever we made the video Friday, we said it again. Hey, if you've got some pictures or videos of crazy, jacked up, messed up plumbing that you've seen, send it to us. We want to see it. And we still do. Send it to video@rogerwakefield.com. Here's the thing, man, our email has blown up since Friday. I told Will, he walked into my office earlier, and I think I told him, look, we've got like 25 or 30 pictures or videos just in the last 2 days. So we put that up Friday, I guess Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Man, it blew up. But, man, it's fun because I love seeing things that y'all see. Like I said, I'm a small residential company. I get to see a lot of crazy stuff like today, a plumber freaking pouring concrete down 2 toilet drains and the 2-way clean out. Man, that is not good, guys. And the bad thing is, as I told y'all, they had cameras up on the house. They saw him. They're gonna bust him. It ain't gonna be pretty. So, Lynn, if you hadn't checked out the Facebook page, and if you don't know Tigerfish, the inside, man, check it out. And it's funny because, Will and I go scuba diving. Me, Will, and his mom, Julie. She's my moderator in here. And actually being down in Cozumel and going looking for tigerfish is a freaking blast. So if you're a scuba diver, man, fun things to do. Nick Griffin says, why isn't there a master plumbing license in Texas? I mean, in Canada. And I'm sitting here thinking, I don't know, because there is in Texas. Here's the deal is you need to talk to your prime minister. I've sent him messages. I know that they're recruiting for the trades. In Canada, apparently y'all are hurting for people in the trades. Man, I don't know. I think that they're, and here's my deal. And look, y'all are up there and I'm down here. I think that there should be a nationwide master plumber's license in the United States, maybe even a nationwide journeyman license. And I want y'all to think about this because I'll get on a tear every now and then and talk about it. But here's my thought. They wanted to take apart the Texas State Board of Plumbing Examiners because we did not have enough plumbers after Hurricane Harvey. Well, here's the deal. We can't always have that many plumbers sitting around waiting for devastation to happen and then just tell them, okay, y'all come plumb now. But if we had a national license and something like that happened in Texas, and let's just say Texas, it can happen anywhere, New York, California, Florida, Washington State. Anytime something like that happens, any plumber in the country, or God, even if Canadians wanted to take that test too and say, okay, now you're licensed in the United States, what a great thing to have to where anytime you have an emergency or you need plumbers, you can put out a call nationwide or continent-wide. Any plumber not working has a place that he can come work and be of use and help people out. I don't know why there isn't one in Canada, Nick. Now, how are y'all set up? Are you licensed nationally or are you licensed by, whether you live in Toronto or Quebec or Manitoba or wherever? How is y'all's licensing? When you get a license in Canada, is it nationwide? I'm just curious about that because I really don't know, and I think that's a very interesting topic because that's one I've been talking about for a while. I wish in the United States there was a nationwide license, and I think that would benefit the United States and people so much because, man, when a hurricane hits Florida, people not working in Texas can go down there and help them rebuild and, man, make the world a better place. So I think that's a great thing. Mr. Horror Junkie 78. Why do some plumbing companies require you to have 1 year or so plumbing experience when you don't have experience any whatsoever when you try to go into the trade? You know, different plumbing companies are different. Me, I think I'd just as soon get somebody that doesn't know anything. The reason being, they don't have any bad habits. The good thing about the union, when you go into the union, is, you know, they understand you have zero skills, zero training, zero anything. The bad thing about that is, you know, the union's not always hiring a lot, meaning they only bring in so many people a year. There's a long interview process, and understand, look, with as many people that want to get in it, it is harder to get into the union. But Mr. Horror Junkie 78, if you'll go watch my videos about how to find a plumbing job, you go take that free mini course, figure out what kind of plumber you want to be, and then my videos where I teach people how to get jobs, to watch TV, see what residential service company is hiring. And I say that because if they're on TV, chances are they're big and they're making that phone ring. Watch that and figure it out. Drive by the big high rises, look at the signs, what plumbing company is working on it, and call them. Say, hey, look, y'all have got a job I'd really be interested in working on. Is that a possibility? Are you looking for help? And man, if so, you may have an opportunity there. But also in my videos, I'll talk about do a little research, find out about the company, get to know the company. That way, when you go in an interview, you know what to talk to them about, and it can really help you out a lot. Matthew says, love your content, Roger. It's been a big push for me to change careers. Put in your 2-week notice today and start your plumbing program next month. Or start your plumbing program. Yeah, I said mine. I love that. Matthew, where are you located? And when you said start your plumbing program, have you signed up in the union? Have you signed up in PHCC? Have you already got a job with a company? What have you done? And I ask just because I'm curious. Here's the deal, guys, is look, if you really want to find a job in plumbing, you can, if you'll get out and do it. And don't get me wrong, I know people that I see on Facebook all the time, they're still looking. They've been looking forever. But then when you talk to them, it's like, well, I got a job here, but, you know, I didn't want to drive that far, so whatever the case is. Here's the deal, guys. If you really want something bad enough, you can do it. I don't care what it is. And you've just got to focus on it. You've just got to say, look, whatever it takes, I'm going to do it. Whatever it takes, I'm going to work my butt off to make it happen. So, Matthew, man, I'm glad you found us. Glad you love my content. If you really do, I ask that you tell 4,000 of your closest friends to jump in, subscribe, comment, watch, share, things like that. And guys, that's the thing. If you see something in here you like, share it. Share it with people you know that it may help. Maybe it's a video on how to stop a running toilet. How many real estate agents do you know that could use that? Or when I talk about a water sewer test, how many real estate agents do you know that should be telling every buyer they have? And think about it, guys. I'm not all over the United States. So if you're in Chicago and you see my video and you're like, oh my God, so many real estate agents need to know about that, send them that video and say, hey, this is why I recommend sewer water tests, because I see the damage and I would hate for a buyer to walk in, buy a house, and have to come up with another $30,000, $60,000, $100,000 to make the plumbing system work. That would not be good. Where can we see you do a live talk in person? Matt, I like that. We are, like I said, working with a new sponsor. It's going to happen. I almost could have told you to be in Dallas in September. PHCC reached out to me. I am going to do a virtual connect with PHCC, their national event this year. I'm doing it virtually, meaning I'm recording everything, sending it in. I don't know if they're going to do any live Q&A or anything like that. I've spoken in California. I've spoken in Milwaukee, and didn't speak. I was at a trade show booth there. man, I've spoken in Vegas and Orlando. And, I'm starting to get more calls about getting out and speaking, about doing things either for different trade shows or different things like that. But Matt, what I would tell you is keep an eye on the channel. We're working on a new website for me about coaching, about consulting, about speaking, about things like that. And we will put a calendar page on there. So when I am out speaking, people know where, people know how to get either a link or a ticket or something like that. But Matt, is something we're working on. It's something I enjoy. I enjoy getting out and meeting people. I had so much fun speaking at VidCon last year, and I could not wait for it this year. And then it didn't happen. It's like, well, you know what? It is what it is. But I got to tell you, thoroughly enjoyed it. Thought it was just one of the coolest things. And LinkedIn is the one who asked me to go do it. So if we're not connected on LinkedIn, connect with me there. I will always be posting stuff on LinkedIn and YouTube to let people know when and where I'm going to be and what I'm going to be doing. And man, if y'all are friends with me here or connected with me, I would love to hook up and talk and see what we can do. So Matt, reach out, talk to me, and we'll do what we can. Scrum Dog Creator. At first I thought it said Scum Dog Creator. I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. It says, question, Roger. You're from England and going to school into plumbing and heating, but you're really struggling to find an apprenticeship. Is it okay to go to college and then find an apprenticeship whilst there? And that's a good question because I don't understand the licensing in England and how it's done. Do you have to have college in order to become a plumber? And is it required that you have that done before an apprenticeship, or can you do an apprenticeship first and then go to college? And I ask because, man, the licensing over there is a lot different than it is here. Even Canada, the training, and I love that man, y'all get in here, and I would love to learn what it's like all over the world. And, look, we just did a video here a couple of months ago about licensing just in the United States. And the funny thing is every single state is pretty much different. Some states require a license, some don't. Some require, if you don't have a plumbing license, you've got to have a contractor's license. So there's a lot of different ways that it's done. But man, to be honest, Scrum Dog, I have no idea over there. If you were over here, I'd say, look, take the mini course, figure out what kind of plumber you want to be. And I've got videos teaching people how to find jobs. And I would assume that would be okay over there also. Contact the plumbing companies that you want to go to work for. Do research on them. That way, when you come in and talk to them in an interview, you can literally tell them, look, I know about your company. I love the fact that, y'all support the military or trades or stray pets or whatever it is. Understand enough about the company that you can talk to the company about it. And when you go in an interview, man, let them know, look, I really think that I could believe in the culture here. I like the things y'all are doing. And now, don't get me wrong, don't make it up. Find a company that you really do like that about. Because if you can do that, that'll be huge. And hopefully it'll work out for you where you get a job. Do y'all have plumbing companies over there advertise on TV for plumbing repairs all the time like we do? Two of the biggest plumbing companies in Dallas, they're on TV every 5 minutes. I always tell people, if you want a job, go look for them. Go talk to them. They're advertising on TV so much, you've got to assume they're big, busy, swamp, stuff like that. So good luck. Man, I really hope that works out.
Before we continue, I know you said that you haven't eaten. Are you feeling good? We got about 15 minutes left.
Man, I am good.
Okay, cool.
Things are going well. Drinking lots of water, so I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking, Will. Ronald Cruz, sorry about that, man, says we were quoted $30,000 for running 45 feet of new sewer and water line to an ADU unit on our property. New lines need connecting to existing house. Thoughts on how to figure out local plumbing job prices. It's a good question, Ronald. Where are you located? $30,000 for running 45 feet of new sewer and water line. Is this just an open trench from here to there? What's the fall got to be like? Is there a pump system? What size sewer line? Is it tunneling up under a house? Is it 45 feet of sewer under a house? Just really curious. And what is your description of an ADU unit? I'm very interested in this because, I mean, look, $30,000, and don't get me wrong, I've done, God, twice that on residential jobs here, but all this was tunneled up underneath it. I'm thinking a trench, 45 feet, not near that expensive. So I'm curious as to how much of this is tunneled up underneath. What is an ADU unit and what kind of connections are there to it that may be? So if they got to be connected to the existing house, is that under the house too? Or is that out in the yard just tying onto a sewer line or something? You got something, or Will?
Yeah, I got a definition for ADU.
Okay.
An accessory dwelling unit is a legal and regulatory term for a second house or apartment that shares the building lot of a larger primary house.
Man, I love that. Did you do research or did you pull
The
it up
old
yourself?
interwebs. Just Google.
I tell you, it's so funny. I was watching Gary Vee the other morning, and he's doing a live presentation, and he's talking about LinkedIn or TikTok or something like that. And he said, man, he says, look, I just don't know how to do it. And Gary Vee says, okay, look, I'm gonna tell you all about this website. He says, this website will teach you exactly how to do it. He says, ready? He says, okay. He says, GOOG, and everybody starts laughing. He said, guys, look, you can pick up the phone and learn how to do anything. So, Will, thank you for looking that up. And I will tell you, I'll probably stop dropping questions in there. It's about 17 after. We're going to go till about 5:30, which is about our norm. And then we're going to get out of here. I haven't eaten since breakfast. I'm ready for dinner. Julie, if you're still in here moderating or anything, Big Daddy's hungry. The neat thing is, though, so yeah, an accessory dwelling unit. So I'm assuming they're about the same elevation. So I would think that you could probably tie onto the yard and trench over, not tunnel. Yes.
Ronald also said that 20 feet is under a garage concrete slab and 25 is trenching.
Okay, so 20 feet under, I could hit about 12 grand there, maybe 13. Just thinking off the top of my head. Maybe 14,000, so call that 15. The rest of it, an open trench, not near as expensive. So if you've got 20 feet under, that means you've got about 25 outside, probably about $200 or $300 a foot. Water line, sewer line, that's pipe materials, everything. I'm probably pretty close. So if you figure numbers based on that, that would be around this area. And I'm just kind of winging it. I don't have my book in front of me or anything. The cool thing is, man, we all set our own prices nationwide. And I say it's a cool thing. It's we all know about what the national averages are as to how long it takes to do something. But we all charge different labor rates. Even me and the two biggest plumbing companies I was talking about, they're more expensive than me. It is what it is. I don't have to be that expensive because I don't have quite the overhead that they do. But I'm not too terribly much cheaper because I'm nowhere close to the bottom either. I know what it costs me to hire good plumbers, to treat them right, to give them the benefits, to take care of them, the training, the education, everything that we do. And I know for me, it's a big deal. So I want to make sure that we keep doing it right. And I can't do that and be the cheapest guy in town. I will tell y'all this. Number one, and there's companies out there. There's SGI, there's Nexstar. There's a lot of companies out there that will teach you how to set your pricing, how to figure out your price in your book. And we've got a straightforward pricing guide that we use, but I had people help me figure out my pricing. PHCC has a great system. I've actually seen it. I actually had the PowerPoint or the Excel sheet at one time. And, joining these groups, guys, sometimes can change your lives because you can get the information that helps you do things really, really well. And, Michael Gerber was my first coach. And when you come out as a good technician and you know nothing about running a business, you've got a lot to learn. And we had a lot to learn, but we have learned, and it's helped us move on and do good things. So it's good to know. Thomas again, how are you? Says, I love your credo. I don't want to be the cheapest in town. Amen. I want to be the best. That's what it's all about. That pushed me forward when I think about it, especially when I must take money for my job. And here's the deal. And I talked about this video this morning, so I think this one will be out Wednesday, is, what do you have to do to become a top plumber? What do you have to do to learn to increase your sales? And the first thing that I say, or one of the first things is look, number one, it's not sales. It's giving people options to do what's right. And when we walk in, and man, I've had plumbers that would call me, and you can hear the tears in their voice. And they're like, man, look, these people that their sewer's messed up, they need a lot of work. And they can't afford it. And I don't know what to do. And it's like, man, did we cause this problem? And he's like, well, no. I said, then all we can do is be honest and give them 100% the very best options available. And here's what I'll say. And Thomas, I love that you put this in here. When we come in and fix it, it's going to be done right. And to me, that's a big deal. Now, have I had plumbers in here that have not done what's right? Yeah, I have. And have I gotten rid of them? Absolutely. So there's always, you've got to just not build your culture. You've got to believe it. You've got to work on it. You have to nurture it. You've got to get people to buy into it. You can't just say, hey, we're going to be the best company, and all of a sudden everybody starts doing the best work available. You've got to train people. You've got to teach people. You've got to work with them. And then you've got to understand that when you go out and charge somebody to do it, it's because you are doing it right. And there's a lot of people out there that aren't. And, man, their prices are normally a lot cheaper. They're cheaper for a reason. And the thought that went through my mind, and I told this story a few weeks back about there was a cleaners that I used to drive past on the way to school every day when I was in high school, and they always changed their quotes on the outside. And I hadn't been in high school in 40 years, but I still remember the sign on there that said, our competition may be cheaper than we are. They are the only ones that actually know the value of the service they provide. And guys, I'll never forget that. So what kind of value do you want to provide? What kind of service do you want to provide? So Thomas, thank you. I really, really do appreciate that, because my thing is I want to provide the best service, and I can't do that and be the cheapest guy. We want our guys to look good. We want our guys to do good. And it takes training. It takes an attitude. It takes uniforms and pricing guides and all kinds of good things. Eric Gutierrez says, got a tradesman exam tomorrow morning. Any tips for when I get there tonight? And man, I do. And Eric, if you'd have reached out to me about a month ago, I'd have told you about the UPC study guide, which is what I recommend to people, how I use it. If you've got study material with you, what I would do as soon as you check in to get to Austin, go check into your hotel, go eat an early dinner. And I mean, literally in Austin, I think I've eaten dinner as early as 4 o'clock before, because I wanted to be back in my hotel to study before I go to bed. Get up in the morning, go eat a good breakfast, study there, and then walk into the board, 15 minutes early. Make sure you're there. Make sure you're ready to go. Don't go to 6th Street tonight. Don't see how many margaritas you can drink down at Trudy's or anything like that. There's a lot of great places in Austin to go out to. Tonight's not the night to do it. And I'll tell you what, I know people that have gone in there and got tore up and literally regretted it the next day. So don't do that. So Eric Gutierrez, do me a favor. Email me tomorrow or Wednesday at video@rogerwakefield.com and let me know how you did. Let me know what you thought about the test, because I've got a tradesman that just passed it and did really good. I got to work with him a little bit beforehand on telling him what I would study and things like that. So let me know what's going on. What you got, Mr. Will?
How many more you want?
Give me a couple more. It's 5:25. We are getting ready to get out of here. See, watch this. DJ Double M. Check that out. See, I did good, man. What's the rough and height for a urinal waste pipe to connect to the urinal? You know, that depends on the urinal. You're going to have to get a cut sheet on it. If you'll get the urinal, get the model number, look at the model. You got to figure out where you're putting the rim. Is it for ADA or is it for standard? And a lot of times, like if you're on a commercial job, you've got to know what you're putting in. There may be actually a cut sheet showing you the exact elevation they want for the lip of the urinal. So make sure you do your homework. And, man, it'll keep you out of trouble, because, I mean, I'm telling you, I've seen some plumbers that they roughed in everything at, 18 inches or whatever. Problem is, you may have to come back and cut open a wall or tear it down to get things right. And, I remember when ADA came out, a lot of plumbers just like, man, I ain't gonna worry about it. I always put them at this height, yada, yada, yada. And you'd have to come in, take walls apart, change things around. I've had to do that for urinals. I've had to come in and get into the back of a wall to change a chair carrier height. So there's a lot of different things to do, but man, number one, do your homework, look and see what's required. If you're putting it in by ADA, know your dimension, do your math, look at your cut sheet, see what it tells you to do based on height, man, and always double check that. That is huge. John Smith says, hey, as an apprentice at the union, is mandatory steel-toe boots a must, or can you wear steel-toe sneakers? What do you make your guys wear? My guys don't have to wear steel-toe at all. We do want our guys to wear boots. We want them to, look good, feel good, be safe. A lot of what we do, I mean, we don't deal with big steel pipe or anything like that. So that's not a problem that we have. I've worn steel toes before. I've worn steel toes for years. I've actually worn the steel toes that had the big metatarsal protector on them. At the end of the day, guys, we've got to do what we've got to do to be safe. And John, it's neat that you asked that. We don't do commercial work, so we don't have to worry about it. Our union does not even require steel toe. It's up to the general contractors that we work for. Most of them don't require it. But I think most of it's because most of the work we do is not big carbon steel pipe. It's nothing at all like that. It is mainly, get in there, take care of the plumbing. What we do with cast iron, and even on the jobs that I've done where we did do big carbon steel pipe, we never had to do steel toe boots. I mean, I've never had general contractors require it. I've never required the contractors I work for require it. I know that there are some plants that require it. I was going out to Lone Star Steel calling on them whenever I was doing sales. And when I went out and talked to them, it was required you had steel toe boots and metatarsal protection on top of your foot. But it's because, they deal with a lot of big, heavy steel. And, I can completely understand not wanting to get my foot stepped on there or get my foot anything dropped on. So, guys, I'm going to say, man, happy Monday. It's been real and it's been fun. If y'all have not checked out my channel yet, if you just found the live today and you hung around, man, I really do appreciate it. I know that we've got quite a few folks still in here. I want to say thank you. I do appreciate you coming by. I hope that you learned something today. And if you did, please, leave us a comment, leave us a thumbs up, and let us know, if you learned something or if you thought it was worthwhile. I really do like that and really would appreciate it. If I do stuff y'all don't like, if we put out videos you don't like, man, let us know why. And like I said, we've had people talk to us about the sound's too high or the camera's too dark or something like that. And guys, we go out in the field, we shoot in the field, we shoot here in the office. We do a lot of different things. So anyway, it is what it is. I hope y'all enjoy it though. For the most part, I hope you do. And if you do, please share it. Please tell somebody. Please subscribe and give us a thumbs up. I'm Roger Wakefield, lead AP, the expert plumber. First of all, I want to say thanks to all my moderators. I see Neil's still in here. Grayson, Will. I don't know if Amber jumped in tonight or not. She was in here too. So number one, thanks to y'all. Christina Smallhorn, man, jumped in. That's pretty cool. Guys, thank you all. Thank you for everything y'all do. I'm Roger Wakefield, lead AP, the expert plumber. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed.